Welcome in to Snellville, Georgia, Charlie Jordan Field here at Shiloh High School. It is semifinal number 2 in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division Fall Playoffs. Kalonji Pro Profile, the number 1 seed, 12-0-1 coming in, facing FC Birmingham, the number 7 seed, 5-2-6 on the 2024 fall season. Alongside Madison Cruz, I'm Jason Longshore. And Maddie, we had the chance to see both of these teams. Speaking of FC Birmingham, you get a look at the lineup there. What's something that they have to do well to take care of business and pull off another upset today?
They just got to be who they are. They came into Dalton unexpected to not beat them, able to go in their home turf, able to come out with the win. Now you're going up against another David versus Goliath. You got to do the same thing. You got to be who you are, play with your identity. But also, too, one thing that you said when you talked to Josh Martinez earlier this week is they don't like to stick to a specific way of playing. They like to play to who their opponent is. They're not afraid to do that. A lot of teams are. But they're going to go in. They got to go up against this Kalonji Pro Profile team that is very, very known for their strong offense, especially who they've brought in recently.
Let's kick it for 45 minutes here in the semifinal. Kalonji Pro Profile in the all-white, moving from left to right on your screens. FC Birmingham in the yellow tops, blue shorts, and blue socks, moving from right to left. Caleb Sippin on the left. Back to McFarland, forward to Sippin. Taken away from him by Sumo. Down the right side, opportunity building for KSA. Back post knocked away from the intended target, Wilfred Camden. Going to be a corner. Kareem Tamimi likes to drift out wide. He put in a dangerous cross. Outswinging corner. Headed straight up and back down. Half volley into the back of the net. Goal, goal, goal. KSA early in the 4th minute. Kareem Tamimi.
Ball fell right to his feet. It was lost in the shuffle, trying to head it back. It was headed back by Sumo, finds Tamimi. Tamimi just able to do one touch to bring it down, and then launches it right past Nunez to make it 1-0.
Irving, Tamimi. Plays the 1-2 with Tiente. Tamimi. Through ball, perfectly placed. Sumo in behind, goal. Goal, goal, Anthony Sumo. 2-0 Kalonji Pro Profile in the 15th minute.
Wide open. Anthony Sumo, what we've seen him do all season long. One touch, gets it on the left, slides it past Nunez.
Don't talk about it in a situation like last week where a 2-0 lead ended up becoming a whole lot more. Opara trying to cut that lead in half right now, edge of the 18. Flicks it to the back post. Brew heads it forward. Headed away. Saku. There's contact and a penalty for Birmingham. No, not going to be the penalty. I think we're going to get the call back before. It looked like he was pointing to the spot, the referee. Go back to the whole sequence. The cross from Opara outside of the foot. Headed forward. Collisions all over. Whistle was not blown. There's a little bit of contact there with Saku and McFarland. Yeah, awkward signals there. And that's one of those things. We couldn't hear a whistle, but the way the referee came in and pointed, thought he was pointing to the spot.
Absolutely.
Samuel back across to Carr. All the way over to the backside. Played in. Martinez there to defend. Back heel. Kalen Kalonji off the post. Cleared only as far as the top of the 18. Dampfa.
We saw the same thing from FC Birmingham against Dalton. We saw Opara switch to the left. He can do a mix of both, and we've seen him create a lot of challenges on the left.
Gerson Rodriguez. Saku has to get a hand on that, or it would have been a corner. Good one. Gerson Rodriguez in swinger here from the near side. Near post, headed away. Volley attempt from Harris. Deflected, put home for Birmingham. Goal, goal, goal. Logan Sawyer cuts the lead in half in the 34th minute.
Let the games begin.
Gerson Rodriguez with a corner to the near post headed away. Everything looks all right. Look at Bailey Harris going full volley. It deflects off a damp fun. Logan Sawyer able to find it. Top of the. He launches it into the 18, to the penalty spot. Headed down, one hopper for Saku to catch. Faces on that right side.
He's been doing it all match as well, standing up against Wilfred and not allowing him the opportunity.
Tamimi through ball to Sumo. Nunez can't get there. Goal, goal, goal. And it's that combination again. Tamimi turns. Sumo makes the run in behind. 3-1 Kalonji Pro Profile.
Just how dangerous both of those players can be. Connects to Kareem Tamimi under a lot of pressure, able to get the one touch in to Sumo, who's able to slide it right into the back of the net.
Brilliant finish for KSA. Turned over. Dominguez into the 18, looking for help. Left-footed shot over the bar. Gerson Rodriguez, 50 yards from goal. Wouldn't mind if this is the last opportunity, Birmingham, especially if they can make it count. Floated in, top of the 6, gets through, and Brew can't bring it down.
That high press, challenging Kalonji, trying to win the ball back, have been able to do so at times, just haven't been able to hold it for a longer period of time.
Diakite over the bar with the shot from 30 plus. Samuel over the back. One back by Birmingham. Sear. Down the right side. Sippin. Puts in the cross. Dominguez heads it on, but it's caught by Saku. Harlan can be the joker when he does pop up into those spots because he won't be tracked. Here he comes down the left. Slips it through. Crossed in, it deflects, falls to Sippin, shot blocked, another opportunity and put wide. Tamimi, good ball from Kareem Tamimi. Up the left side, KSA trying to break. Sumo, Nunez well outside of his 18. Josh Martinez with a massive tackle to keep Birmingham in it. Gerson Rodriguez will hit an outswinger from the near side. Rodriguez to the back post, headed back in. Sawyer heads it through, and goal, goal, goal. Birmingham, McFarland makes it 3-2. The clearing header wasn't a great one, and Birmingham make KSA pay. Good delivery from Rodriguez, and McFarland makes it 3-2.
Able to capitalize, just brilliant. Able to catch Saku off balance as it's coming in, just unable to get any sort of hand on it.
Medard dribbles into the 18, gets through the challenge of Harris. Sawyer knocks it back to Medard. He goes down easily. Nothing called. He's back on his feet. Drop back to Samuel. Knocked down to Kalen Kalonji, who puts it over the bar. Birmingham crazy. Didn't really see any indication that was going to be blown until the ball broke the other way. Free kick. Back post, headed back across. Nunez keeps it out. I think that came off a Birmingham player. Samuel. Medard. Dribbles past Rodriguez, puts in the low cross. Unable to be put home. Knocked away. White able to spin away from Brasher. Through ball from White is perfect. Sumo, save Nunez, block, and Nunez will find it. Massive save from Nunez on Sumo. What a ball from White. Birmingham still have life. Phillip bumped Sear. Nothing called. Now Phillip on the ball as Luke Sear trying to pressure, can't win it back. Demise grabbed in the middle third. A foul will be called. Tiente Sumo. Crossed in, it gets through Nunez, and there it is. Goal number 4. Goal, KSA. Medard got the lucky shin guards from Kareem Tamimi, and he puts the ball into the back of the net. Birmingham complaining about a foul. The referee did have a conversation, it looked like, with the AR on the far side on the headset. He points to midfield. Nothing will be called, and KSA have the 4-2 lead.
Great ball in. Slight, I believe they're calling for the handball is what they're looking for on Kalonji in the box.
They're asking for the handball. The referee and the AR had that conversation. It's not going to be given. Pass Rodriguez. El Hero Demise into the 18. Sawyer there to defend. Nunez 2, but Demise makes it 5-2. Brilliant run from El Hero Demise. And Kalonji Pro Profile can get ready to host North Georgia United next weekend in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division Final. Carr. Medard, back heel to Carr, the left back getting forward now with the 5-2 lead. Crossed in. Nunez able to do enough. Martinez clears. One back away from him. Birmingham will try one more time. McFarland. Samuel chasing him. Good ball from McFarland. Brew on the right. Drop back, crossed in. Headed out for a corner. Carr. Gets it back from Samuel. We're into the 97th minute now. And that will do it here in Snellville. Kalonji Pro Profile. 3-goal win, 5-2 on the night. It was 3-2 for the majority of the second half, 3-1 for a stretch. Then it got to 3-2. Kalonji Pro Profile eventually able to pull away with a couple of late goals, but the number 1 seed had to sweat for it at times tonight against the number 7 seed, FC Birmingham.
Welcome back to ASMG TV here on YouTube. I'm Madison Cruz. Joined with me is the head coach for Kalonji Pro Profile in Bruno Kalonji after a 5-2 victory over FC Birmingham in the semifinals. Back again to another final. How does it feel?
Absolutely. It feels great. This is where we belong. Obviously, as I told you guys last time, with the key players that we have, everybody's looking in shape now, and everybody's here, so it should be a fun ride.
Everything coming together. You have a lot of moving pieces coming in and out. We talked a little bit about it in the earlier matchups. Having Kareem Tamimi, Tony Tiente, all of them coming back into the fold. They played together for so long. What has it been like for you watching all of them get back used to each other and now seeing the finishing product on the field?
Well, you know what? It's enjoyable when you have players that know how to play the game. So you just watch and you let them ride with it. So it'll be a fun one. So they're picking it up more and more. The younger guys are coming back as well. So it'll be a fun one.
Having the balance between having a lot of older veteran players who have been in higher levels, MLS Next Pro, USL, having all of those different levels, and then having a lot of the younger players coming in, how does that help you especially build such a bigger and better team?
Yeah, well, it's good because the younger guys are pushing it as well. So they're top guys in the MLS Next, and they're coming in to basically support and also learn from the older guys. And the older guys understand their place, and so you'll see that we start the game very strong. Once they put a few goals away, the younger guys come in to finish the game as well. You saw Owanja, Eli coming in the second half, firing there on the side, scoring each one goal. So we have a lot of powerhouse here. So
awesome, Bruno. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We'll see you here next week on Sunday for the final. We will be right back here on ASMG as Jason Longshore is going to chat with a couple of players and a lot of key highlights from the match. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
thank you.
Welcome back to ASMG TV here on YouTube. I'm Jason Longshore here with my old friend Tony Tiente. Called many of your games with Atlanta United too. Good to catch up with you again.
How you doing, friend?
Doing well, doing well. Tell me about what it's been like for you with this team. Bruno just talked about it with all of the young guys that are pushing some of you veterans a little bit for playing time. What's it like being in that kind of player coach kind of capacity for you?
I mean, it's been great. So I've been with the club for about 4 years, and I know what it's about, what the coach is about. It's a program that's been here for a long time, established in the UPSL for a long time, and it's always been a mix of young players and kind of older players. So each player understands his place in this team. So we know the older guys. We're here to guide, the young guys, during our time here until we go back to play pro eventually. So and the younger understand as well that they're here to learn. They stay calm. They get information from us, and and you can see on the field as well. All of them perform. Kalonji's been doing great. One just there and there's been doing here great as well. Daniel Tomasi doing great. Jero Demis is doing great. So be proud of that as well. And for me as a coach as well, in the club I'm coaching them as well. So I'm very, very happy to see them good in them next and doing great here as well. So
yeah. Often in this midfield, you and Josef playing together, it feels like you guys are basically sharing a brain at this point on the field. How important is it to have a partner like that you feel like like the back of your hand?
I mean, it's pretty easy to play that with somebody that understands football, understands soccer. So he's been in the game for a long time. You play at the highest level, so we understand each other. Sometimes we don't need to talk that much, but we know, what to do. And then our role is a little bit, getting a little bit bigger because we have the young guys as well that we have to cover and comprehend there slowly and surely. But it's just football, so we just play, we enjoy it. So.
Birmingham made you guys sweat at times today. Not a typical number 7 seed coming in here and keeping it 3-2 for a long while. What eventually broke the game for you guys?
I mean, it's just keep our identity, keep playing football, keep moving the ball, being patient, and then just scoring goals. Getting our chances and finish them. But it's soccer. Anything can happen. It's not because it's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 that the game is done. So we understood that we have keep going and score more goals and make sure we stay straight in defense. So
the last one for me, I'd just love to get your mentality on these things. We talked about it the second half. You guys had a comfortable lead. It's easy at times to take your foot off the gas. How hard is it in those moments to stay with your foot on the gas and go full bore against a team that you are kind of controlling at times?
That comes from the sideline. the man,
and he's sitting right over here, so it better come from that side.
He's here right there, so you hear him. There's a couple of key guys. You hear him shout a name, especially me, and then Kimani, Josef, and then Grant, Taki. Some of the other guys. Once you start hearing our name from the side a little bit more than usual, so you understand that we have to, raise the intensity and keep doing our thing.
North Georgia United next week in the Georgia Premier Division final. Best of luck in that one, Tony. Thank you for the time.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be back on ASMG TV here in just a bit. Stay with us. Welcome back to Shiloh High School. Another old friend, Kareem Tamimi, here with us in the post-game show on ASMG TV. The goal, 2 assists tonight. Feel like you're getting back up to full speed here after the Atlanta United 2 seasons. Tell me about how this match felt for you.
We had instruction to really kill the hope on the opponent, to press them high, to score early. That's what we did. Unfortunately, we conceded 2 goals. But, there's some games. More you win, more the team's going to be waiting for you. They're going to be ultra motivating, and that's what happened. We have to fix those things because conceding 2 goals on set pieces, that happens. But we know what we have to do now for the next game. And that's it. We got 5 goals. There is also the younger guys that step up at the end and show that they also can hold the responsibility to help sometimes when we have a bad day. And that's why we're good, because we have 15, 16 to 20 players that they're all involved and they come and help, and that's good.
2 assists on the night and a goal for you. Able to connect a lot with Anthony Sumo on that right side. What is that connection like?
So as you can see, we're really free on those 3 or 4 spots, and offensively we're really trying to rotate and being predictable. Sometimes I like to come as a 9 to drop. Kellen as well, we're rotating. Sometimes Sumo come inside. Wilfred Kandem as well. We're really trying to rotate, and that's what happened. I dropped between the lines. I know that if I give a good ball to Anthony, with his physical and technical abilities, he's 4 times out of 10 going to make the difference, and he finished. And that's what we have to do. Sometimes, we're going to struggle in the game, but if you have a good pass, a good run, and a good finish, that's a goal, and that's what we're trying to do.
I feel like we've talked about this a lot over these past couple of years with you with Atlanta United too, and you don't like to be stuck in a fixed position. And this team feels perfectly set up for you because I think your heat map in the attacking half is pretty much the whole half. Yeah. You're out wide on the left, you're out wide on the right, you're dropping back, but then delivering those passes. You've played with Sumo, with Camden, with a variety of central midfielders a lot. How much does it help you being so fluid, having that understanding of the guys around you?
Of course, more you play with the guys, the more you have chemistry. Sometimes you know that things gonna happen in 1-2 seconds before you even get the ball. You have to know what you're gonna do, and you have to play with the strength of your teammates. I know that those guys are really fast, really good on 1v1. So I try to drop like this. I can drag my defender and leave them more on 1v1 and get the second run. We've been doing this since the beginning of the season. We've been working good, but we know that team's gonna come and trying to counter and defend on us better. So just have to play the way we do. With a lot of feelings. They're all creative players here. So sometimes when you have creativity, you don't really need too much tactic.
Know that you're also a coach for Kalonji. How has coaching for this club helped you become a better player on the field?
So we're really trying to inculcate from the younger to the adult the same way of playing, possessing, controlling the game, having the ball a lot and attacking quick and being like a killer in front of the box. So I trying to give it to my kids and I trying to show it the way I play as well. But that's how KSA plays, been playing and will play, and we're just trying to keep doing the same thing.
We'll let you go get in front of a heater here in just a second, but I'll ask you this as you go into the final against North Georgia United, a team that has won a couple of games here at home. If there's one aspect of your team's game that you want to see take a step forward in that final, what is it?
So to be honest, we not really focus on the opponent. We really focus on ourselves. Like I said before, we are our own enemies. We showed it sometimes. We give them hope because we kind of drop the level a little bit. And we focus on ourselves. We're really confident about our strength, and we just have to make sure we focus before the game and do what we need to do because we have all the elements, we have all the tools, I think. And I think if North Georgia came to the final, they're a good team as well. But like I said, we're the one who people are waiting on, and we just have to show why it's the case.
North Georgia Kalonji Pro Profile next Sunday in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division Championship match. Also part of the UPSL National Round of 32. Kareem, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Much appreciated, as always.
Yes, thank you.
Madison and I will be back to wrap everything up on ASMG TV right after this. Welcome back to Snellville, Shiloh High School, the site of tonight's semifinal Kalonji Pro Profile with a big 5-2 win over FC Birmingham. I'm Jason Longshore, joined by Madison Cruz. And, 5-2, it feels like maybe that was a dominant performance. I also think we expect a lot out of this KSA side because we've seen how they've played. This game felt closer than the score line was.
I mean, heading into this game, they had 32 goals scored after that last loss against Georgia Revolution, their only loss in the regular season. They've just been dominant ever since that loss. It's almost put them into a second gear of hey, we got to get things going now. And that's exactly what we've seen from this side. They've been able just to keep putting goals up and keep it going. But FC Birmingham was able to come in and make them sweat a little bit. They were able to bring it to 3-2. It stayed 3-2 for a long time. You got some of those younger players who came in and were able to make a difference, were able to seal it away for KSA.
Yeah, that's an element of this Kalonji Pro Profile team that maybe we haven't talked about a lot, and Bruno told you about that. When you have these MLS Next young players that are now back in the group after their season has concluded, and you're able to start the game with experience and veterans and then finish the game with youth and speed and intensity, that's a really difficult cocktail for any team to deal with.
Especially you have so many veteran players who have joined the squad late, who have just come into their own a little bit too. Tony Tiente's a leader on and off the field, as we've seen him be the head coach at times for Kalonji. We also seen Kareem Tamimi, who is a coach for some of the younger players here, trying to instill that level of playing style that we've seen from KSA from the ground up as it continues to go. You have those leaders on the pitch, and then that also helps when you bring in those young players because they've been able to learn from them, and they're able to gain that experience that normally you wouldn't get.
So let's take a look at the goals from tonight's match. Kareem Tamimi with 2 assists, but he started things off with this first goal. it just comes back to him, and look at the quality of Tamimi to catch that off the hop.
Just, we've seen him do it so many times with Atlanta United too, just how quick he is and just how impactful he can be on the finish. We got Sumo able to slide it in. Another great assist from Kareem Tamimi to connect to Sumo. Just how dynamic that duo has been. And then you see FC Birmingham coming in and able to make it 2-1 here early as we get in closer to the end of the first half. I mean, just able to capitalize on a loose ball. No one really at KSA defense knew where that ball was going to go.
Yeah, the volley from Harris deflected off of Damfo. Logan Sawyer put it home for Birmingham. That made it 2-1, but it was only about 5 minutes later that Tamimi and Sumo reconnected again, and Anthony Sumo with his second of the night. I feel like he has scored that goal many, many times. So 3-1, Birmingham had the better of the play maybe early in the second half. They got the reward for that quality of play. Off of this, the deflection by McFarland off of the header from Sawyer, that made it 3-2. And as you said, Maddie, that stayed 3-2 for a long time. 85th minute is where it turned back KSA's way.
It's just a dominating performance from KSA. A great ball in, just able to capitalize on just a wide open net as Nunez was trying to come forward and clear it. And then back again as well. Coming in, driving in, tries the cross, and then Nunez gets a hand on it, but then it just floats, and able just to get another chip into it is KSA.
Medard with goal number 4, Demise with goal number 5, and that put the game completely out of reach. But again, I think it's easy to see the scoreline and say, okay, that's what you expect from KSA. But there were things about this performance that we didn't necessarily expect. And I think Tamimi and Tiente both kind of touched on that, as did Bruno. The intensity has to be consistent against any team in this league. North Georgia comes in. They're going to be the underdog. They were the number 4 seed. They lost to KSA during the regular season. But if they come in and do some of the things that Birmingham did, build some momentum, and also maybe take advantage of those lulls in the match that KSA, like any team, has, maybe that final could get really interesting. On paper, KSA is the favorite by a pretty wide margin, but as we saw tonight, these games aren't played on paper.
No, they're absolutely not. I mean, you coming into this match, you get the number 1 seed versus the 7 seed, you automatically think, oh, it's going to be a landslide. It's going to be number 1 seed coming into this one and taking it home very quickly. FC Birmingham made it a challenge. They came in and they were relentless. They just kept going at it because you get to a point, too, where hey, it's win or go home. And that's exactly what FC Birmingham did. They challenged, they pushed, they pressed, and they kept going until they were able to find something. KSA was able to come out and were able to capitalize on more of those chances than FC Birmingham. But it's going to be an interesting matchup as we get in North Georgia United because FC Birmingham's kind of laid the blueprint as to how you can come in and capitalize against a team like KSA. But KSA now has to go in, and they got to make sure that they can clean up those mistakes. They need to make sure that they're on it every single opportunity. They can't have a moment where they're lacking concentration. We saw it in that goal that ended up being the one that made it 2-1 for FC Birmingham. It was a loose ball. No one there was trying to clear it. No one knew where it was. You have to have that concentration when you head into a match like this, especially in a final, when you have a team who is going to be coming in and knowing they're the underdog. They don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah, North Georgia United, they will be here on Sunday, kickoff time to come. Make sure you are subscribed to the ASMG TV YouTube channel. You will get the notification on when we are live next Sunday from here in Snellville for that championship match. A great year for FC Birmingham, especially the second half of it. Once Josh Martinez took over, be really interested to see how FC Birmingham builds for the spring season. But there's still one more game here in the Premier Division in Georgia before we get to talking about that. It's Kalonji Pro Profile hosting North Georgia United next Sunday, the round of 32 national game and the championship match of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. We'll be back here in Snellville for that. Make sure you're following ASMG TV on all your social media platforms for the announcement of that kickoff time. For Madison, I'm Jason. We'll see you next week for the final. KSA 5-2 winners tonight over FC Birmingham.